welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Monday, April 2nd. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain, and many of the stories we read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryTV.com, and here are some of the news stories for the day. An environmental appeals board has upheld the Navajo Nation's authority to regulate major sources of air pollution on their reservation. The Navajo Nation was the first tribe to be delegated authority by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to administer all air permit programs that cover 14 sources on the reservation, including power plants. The tribe issued a permit in 2009 that sets limits for particular particle emissions for Peabody Western Coal Company's operations, but the company objected to the citation of tribal law in the initial permit and a revised one, saying the permit essentially was identical to the one issued by the EPA. The EPA's Environmental Appeals Board ruled last month that the tribe did not exceed its authority. Navajo President Ben Shelley is hailing the decision as a recognition of their tribal sovereignty. The U.S. Department of Interior has threatened to cancel a lease agreement that allows the city of Duluth, Minnesota to collect a cut of revenue from the Fond du Lac Ojibwe video gaming machines there. A letter from Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs Larry Eckelhall recently to Mayor Don Ness said the lease agreement was unlawful in light of recent court rulings in the National Indian Gaming Commission. Ness tells the Duluth News Tribune the city will challenge the federal government's position. The city has 10 days to make its case to the Department of Interior on why the lease agreement should be preserved. The Fond du Lac band stopped making the annual payments of more than $6 million to Duluth in 2009, saying the money wasn't worth the services the city provided in return. The top official of the U.S. Bureau of Indian Affairs is resigning to accept a full-time leadership position with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, ending 3 years with the department that Interior Secretary Ken Salazar says opened a new chapter in U.S. relationships with American Indian tribes. Larry Eckelhawk, the Assistant Secretary of the Interior for Indian Affairs, is being appointed to the Quorum of the 70, the Mormon Church's highest governing body. The announcement from the church came this Saturday during a semi-annual general conference in Salt Lake City. President Barack Obama appointed Eckelhawk, 63, to oversee the Bureau of Indian Affairs in the year 2009. Standing Rock Sioux Chairman Charles Murphy remains the tribe's leader after a 7-hour tribal council hearing on allegations he acted improperly in making various personal moves. The Bismarck Tribune reports that the council last week voted down 3 allegations after the hearing in which Murphy presented witnesses. Murphy earlier had removed his executive director under pressure from the council. The Standing Rock Sioux Reservation straddles the North and South Dakota borders. Governor Susana Martinez says New Mexico needs more Native Americans willing to serve as foster families. The governor made the appeal last week at a forum with tribal leaders. New Mexicans willing to become foster families can contact the Children, Youth, and Families Department. Under federal law, Native American children in state custody must be placed in Native American foster homes if they can find them. The governor's office says 65 Native American children are in state courts in Bernalillo County, but there are only 3 Native American foster families in that area. 52 Native American children are in state custody in San Juan County, but there are only 2 Native American foster homes there. Keeping the creative spirit alive is a national gala fundraiser hosted by the Native Arts and Cultures Foundation coming up in Portland, Oregon on May 17th. The event is a spectacular evening of entertainment. Sumptuous food and celebration will be a wonderful opportunity to mingle with like-minded patrons and champions of Native arts and cultures. The evening program will feature performances by internationally acclaimed guitarist Gabriella, singer Raytia Helm, and visual arts functioning auction featuring work by prominent Native artists including Preston Singletary and Jeremy Fry, who was the Best Show recipient at the 2011 Santa Fe Indian Market. That's Jeremy Fry. Individual tickets are $150. Purchase online before April 15th, and you can save $30. And for more information on that fundraiser, you can call 360-314-2421. And remember, in Wisconsin tomorrow, at least on April 3rd, it's voting in local elections in the presidential primary, and we'll have Mark Trahant on sometime, I think, on Wednesday to analyze where that race is and where it might be going on the Republican ticket. And that is another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank you for joining with us and come back again soon.